Hello, how you doing? My name's Brian Whittingham and I'm Renfrewshire's Tannahill Macker, and this is Macker Mini Movie number 11. So today I'm going to read you some extracts from this pamphlet, Industrial Deafness. This was the first publication that I flooded the market with, so to speak, in 1990. And at that moment I was a member of Itinerant Poets, who were a group of writers that met in Paisley Library, and we would meet every Monday evening and discuss various things to do with all our different writings. And at that time, the technology involved in producing this was mechanical typewriter, letraset, and for me the few illustrations I done were done with a rotary pen with Indian ink. And that resulted in that. So if I show you the detail up closely, you can see there's a guy in the background, the back of the crowd, actually in the foreground in a drawing, with his thumb up, giving them the thumbs up for a job well done. And his watch is at 2:30. I don't know if you might not be able to see that, but that's when the ship got launched. Anyway, the traditional image you get in films is all the bonnets get thrown up in the air. And to be honest, I can't remember if that kind of thing happened at all. How do you find it when you throw it up in the air? That's the thing I always think. Anyway, so that's and the title is Industrial Deafness. So it's twofold. You've actually got the literal deafness that you suffer when you work in a shipyard. At that time, ear defenders hadn't been invented. So you had to deal with caulkers and hammering and all sorts. And they reckon that after 8 minutes your hearing can get irreparably damaged. So many years later, lots of people that worked in the yards had problems with their hearing, as well as other things, respiratory problems and problems to do with their joints and arthritic problem, all that kind of stuff. So another inference with the title Industrial Deafness was a metaphorical one, because the government latterly, Edward Heath's government, were asked for £6 million to rescue the Upper Clyde shipbuilders, which they didn't part with. They didn't recognise it was viable, even although the yards had loads of work. But that's another story. What I'm trying to do in this pamphlet is capture a time. That's what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to set the scene by reading the introduction. Well, I better put my glasses on so as I can see. That would be beneficial, yeah? Industrial Deafness. At 2:30 p.m. on the 20th of September 1967, the 30,000 people who were crammed into John Brown Shipyard cheered with pride as the Queen launched ocean-going liner number 736. After months of media speculation, the new ship was named Queen Elizabeth II, much to the annoyance of the Scottish nationalists. As with all royal occasions, everything went to plan. The 58,000-ton ship slid smoothly and precisely into the narrow river, held in place by 10 bundles of drag chain, each weighing 70 tons. But this £30 million flagship of the Cunard fleet was to be the last of its type ever built in the Clyde. The newspapers were packed with stories of the royal wardrobe, the universal excitement of the day, and how everyone from the yard's managing director, Mr. John Ranney, to the caulkers, welders and cleaners shared the immense pride of the occasion. They also reported the much resented ticket touts selling free launch tickets for up to 20 shillings each. The nerve of them, eh? Mr. Ranney published an article for the occasion, extolling the virtues of the new ship and pointing to the vital future of shipbuilding on the Clyde. I'll read an extract from his speech in a moment. He refers confidently even, to the formation of a stable consortium. This consortium later became Upper Clyde Shipbuilders. So Mr. Ranney, the managing director, saw a rosy future ahead, which is easy to smirk about in hindsight, isn't it? This is what Mr. Ranney said at the time. British shipbuilding cannot be considered in isolation from other industries, and I personally believe that the retention of a strong, internationally competitive shipbuilding industry able to meet the demand for ships on a worldwide basis is in the long-term interests of this country. While at the moment there is fear, both on the Clydeside and elsewhere, concerning redundancy, so far as the Clyde is concerned, it will be one of the major functions of a new consortium, of which this yard will form a part, to ensure that this state of affairs does not come about. Well, that was the days when we looked at things sometimes through rose-tinted glasses, and we believed that there was a future. And there was, because there was a lot of work. The yards had plenty of work. However, Mr. Thief and his pals decided no. In my book I've done a couple of other illustrations. This is one of the guys under the ship having their tea break. It's taken from an idea from a Muirhead Bone painting, which is up in Glasgow's Transport Museum just now. Muirhead Bone done a lot of paintings to do with the shipyards, drawings, paintings. And this is another one showing you a guy having a smoke while he's having a break for his game of football at dinner time. Quite ironic, he's probably a welder. And the irony is, he'd spend all day breathing in the fumes of the welding rods. And then for a wee break, he would inhale the smoke from a cigarette. Well, little did we know, eh? So I'm going to read you a couple of poems. Now these poems were written 25 years after I actually worked in the yard. And prior to that I hadn't written any poetry. But I met itinerant poets and we met up in Paisley Central Library and I had a great informative time with them, a lot of good support. And some of them are still plying their trade, doing their thing, which is brilliant. 30 odd years later, brilliant. So this poem's called The Apprentice. In the freezing cold shed wearing brand new ovies that were miles too big, humping steel bars that were too heavy and hurt your shoulders, marking off plates with a hammer and dab, hitting your fingers, getting blood black nails, drinking red hot tea, eating 3 cheese chits in 10 minutes, learning to weld, getting a flash in your eye, getting dirty nippy tears, being gallus at the buff, no wearing any goggles and screwing up your eyes so the sparks can hit a smaller target, while you grind down your fingers a bit, playing dinner time football, showing your skills, running our railway lines, swerving the ball with your steel toe cap boots, kicking it in the dock, going in the rowing boat to get it, hoping you get back in time for the 12:37 whistle, working the big press, hoping you didn't end up with 9 fingers like your mate, who would kid on he was picking his nose with his missing digit, listening to journeymen who always talked about their nookie, especially Sam Abbott, the knicker-knocker fae talker, sweeping rusty plates, working the pyramid rolls, hoping the threatening rolled metal when they fall in your napper, putting the plate lifters in and watching the sugly mass, swinging way above your head, shouting and bawling and making signs to the cranemen, listening to caulkers, giving you a bit of old industrial deafness, going home mocket and knackered, and being told, so long as you've got a trade behind you, son. That's what a lot of us were told, because it guaranteed you a job for life. That was the theory. Nobody bothered too much about the health implications, and nobody could foresee it didn't guarantee you a job for life. However, the things you do when you're young and you go into the working world. Now I showed you the little drawing of the guy having a smoke dinner time when he was playing football. That was quite common. In fact, I remember one time the Boilermakers played the Engineers, and at half time their sustenance was a smoke and a bottle of wine. The Lanlick, that's what they had at half time. I don't think it prepared them very well physically or mentally, but certainly done something to them mentally, that's for sure. This poem's called The Difficulties of Discipline on the Football Field. Stone-cobbled pitch, criss-crossed railway lines, a skin of icy snow. Players emerge, the daily game. The kit, boots, steel toe-capped. Strip, boiler suits in various stages of decomposition. Tracksuit, donkey jackets, overcoats that have known grander occasions. Ball, plastic, lifespan extremely short. Due to conditions underfoot, the teams move in unison, as if the players' feet are interconnected by a linking mechanism, like a toy football game that will never catch on. The bevy merchants, they're under the illusion they're keeping fit. The overage players, they think they can still show the young team a trick or two. The young team, twist and turn and dummy and swerve and trap and perform manoeuvres which in their minds are majestic and in reality are sometimes okay and always likely to upset the opposition, and mad Shuggy McRitchie, who knows that his defence must stand steady at all costs, as he stops Rab the Cocker with a chest-high steel toe cap that Rab takes exception to, and we know because Rab proceeds to bounce a loose cobbled stone off of Shuggy's forehead, and the crimson stains the white, as the left winger slots home the winner and continues his run towards the shed, the 12:37 horn signalling the resumption of building ships. And the final illustration I'm going to show you is a map of the Clyde and all the shipyards that used to be there. If I put it, you might be able to see it a bit better. And the little bit I'm going to read is a postscript. This map plots the steady decline of shipbuilding in Upper Clyde over a period of 70 years. Statistics tell us that 180 ships were launched in the Clyde during 1920, but that only 19 ships were launched in the whole of Scotland during 1988. Few communities in the area have recovered from the dramatic effects of a decline in their major source of employment, their industry. Stats, however, are unable to describe the conditions experienced by workers in the yard, the continual heavy lifting, the long-lasting effects of welding fumes, the danger of working with ageing and unsafe machinery, resulting in some men accepting missing fingers as a hazard of the job, and the constant levels of excessive noise which led to many compensation claims for industrial deafness. One way or another, few men survive an environment such as this intact. When I went to college at Clydebank Tech, the instructor held his hand up and he had one finger missing. And he said to us, "You're not a tradesman until you lose one of your fingers." And that was his experience. He had been on the tools and then he was lecturing at college. So that's the kind of world that we grew up in, work-wise. However, as they say, the good old days. There's so much irony in that statement. And truth as well. Anyway, I hope you found that an interest. Thanks for listening. This was my first pamphlet, and my next video will be my second book that got published by Deafness Press, and that's another story. Thank you. Goodbye.